When I think back to when I first started to make original films and put them out into the world, I was absolutely terrified. What would people think of me? Would they like the videos? Would my friends make fun of me? Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Matt Diavella, and this is my new YouTube channel. I published each video with my eyes closed, hoping for the best, but expecting the absolute worst. And what I came to find out was that the reaction was indifferent. People really didn't care. Which was a good thing because it allowed me to just keep creating, keep putting out there, keep experimenting, keep trying different things. But then there did come a point where things started to click and people started to watch my videos and I started to get some feedback. Particularly, I got some negative feedback. I got people either twisting my words, telling me that I'm an idiot, anything you can think of, you will get those comments, especially on YouTube. And the good news was that I was prepared for it. I had been a filmmaker and a creator for over 10 years, delivering videos to clients and getting every level of feedback that you could possibly get, from completely thrilled to indifferent or completely not satisfied or not happy with a particular project. And knowing what to do in those situations, knowing that coming from a place of being in my ego and being upset and blaming somebody else isn't gonna help anybody. So I would get these negative comments and they wouldn't affect me as much, especially not as much as I thought they would. I was able to read them and push them to the side and continue on with the conversation or the videos that I was making. I didn't let it stop me. But if I had given in to those early doubts, if I had given in to the worries that I had when I first started out as a filmmaker, then I would never have been able to get to the place where I am today, where it really doesn't affect me as much. I had the chance to sit down with Terrence Cunningham to talk about music, life, and how to deal with criticism. Terrence is most recently known for appearing on NBC's The Voice, where he completely blew away the judges as well as the audience.
It's still one of the greatest moments of my life. People at the apex of their careers, so to speak, say in so many ways solidify what you only dream to be true about yourself.
And when I talked with him on my podcast, he broke it down pretty simply. There are only two ways that you can look at feedback.
If anything, man, I think it's a dualistic ideal. I think either you can use that and it makes you more fearless to know that if we can get over the fact that everyone may not like something, there's nothing that you won't be able to do. So it's either that aspect of it where people may hate it and I don't care, or it's going to consume you. Those are really your only two options. Because if you live your life, especially being creators, because we live our life in a lot of ways contingent upon the affirmations of other people. Because if no one buys our product, how do we live? And it doesn't mean that it's good or bad, but we live solely off of what other people think of what we do, which is a hard thing with music and film and art and, all those aspects. If other people don't like it, we're not working in an office for someone else that's like, well, yeah, you did a good job, here's your check. But we put our lives out for the public to judge. And we're on Billboard and they're like, or they love it. And so,
right. Yeah, you spend like 3 years working on an album.
You're like ta-da. And they're like,
Yeah, it's all right.
And so, right. So, I mean, what do you do with that? So, again, I think the idea is to know within yourself that it's good, that you put in the work.
Probably the heart of what I wanted to get out of this conversation is like, how do we know what art to create, what we truly want to say, versus how people are reacting and making money as an artist?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people struggle with that because it's very easy to give that advice and say, screw what people say, create what you want to create, put it out in the world. And I do think there's a large part of that's true, but then there's also the part where it's like, hey, I gotta pay the bills, I need to make a living doing this first, then we can get crazy. And you know what I mean? How do you find that balance of like creating art and making money?
I firmly believe, man, that if your intention is sound, I think there's a law of Dharma that says if your intention is sound, then things will come to your aid. I think artists that live unapologetically are the most successful. When you consider, Basquiat, that type of art and things, actually it was a success, that really began to bother him, because this is how do I make $1 million painting? I don't know how to do that. I can paint, obviously, this stuff is amazing, but the pressure of satisfying the masses, I think, is what's consuming. Because I think if you're not careful, you tend to pander, and I think once you begin to pander, it starts to affect the quality of your work. Well, if I have to do this because this is what people may like, in my understanding, I think if you have the core following that followed you from the beginning when you lived uncompromisingly, I think that is the best type of art.
So that's it. Criticism and negative feedback is either going to completely destroy you or it's going to leave you totally fearless. The choice is completely up to you. You have total control over how you respond and how you deal with it. If you want to see this episode of The Ground Up Show as well as others, go to groundupshow.com. In the comment section, I'd love to hear from you. In what ways do you deal with feedback? In what ways have you overcome it to create some meaningful content? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.